I swear, if I'm not in focus, I'm gonna be very, very mad. But hey, if I am in focus, you want to see a magic trick? It's almost as if my hair was never cut. Sorry, my first official video in here has to be so negative. I feel like I have a lot of things to say that a lot of people will agree with me on. And just to let you know, I am not a Fortnite YouTuber, okay? This is a 1, maybe even 2-time thing, alright? This is just something I decided to talk about today, alright? Now, according to the title, this is not a video judging the content within the game. This is a video judging the aspects of the fan base, community, you know, stuff like that. The community has evolved over all these years of the game being so popular, you know? It's gone from a bunch of little toddlers being influenced by a blue-haired man to a bunch of 12-year-olds being influenced by a 16-year-old with a perm.
A perm! Motherfucker, awesome!
I know it's not a perm, but you know what I mean, curly hair. Now let me point out one key detail. Funny blue-haired man. A dude in his late 20s and nowadays early 30s. Curly-haired toxic 16-year-old.
Why is he just sitting there with his thumbs out?
What I'm getting at is, this toxic 16-year-old is basically half the age of this funny blue-haired man. So as the kids way back when learn from this blue-haired man, those kids then influence the kids nowadays. Now you might think this is just me hating on Clix. I don't like all the young influencers on Twitch nowadays. But no, I actually really enjoy watching Clix. Look, I can show you right now. I got 36.4k channel points on him, my guy. I watch him all the time. But the point of this segment in my video here is to basically shed light on Clix's fanbase and everyone else's fanbase.
Passwords, guys.
So my point here is, the fanbase is horrible. Clix, being the biggest influencer as of 2021, influences all these kids into being little monsters. Do you like Clix? Oh, right there. Okay. There are some areas where this can be a mildly bad thing, and then there are other areas where it doesn't really matter that much, but I want to complain about it anyway. It's such a magical thing to take this content creator that I really enjoy watching and to just slightly ruin it for me by showing your fan cams and your tweets and your chat messages just being as cringe as you could possibly be. Which, of course, I don't recommend ever having fan bases like that get to you. It's just, you know, I just feel like complaining about it. I still watch all of these people that I'm probably going to mention later in the video, but I'm just saying. Now let's focus on the first aspect of how these Clix fans are cringe. Of course, when you're hanging around someone, listening to someone, you pick up on some of their vocabulary and so much of their personality.
My phone's 1, bro. I feel like I've said it before. My phone's on 1 HP.
So that's what these kids do. They pick up on everything he possibly says. Then they repeat it, and it's part of their vocabulary, and they're all just a bunch of little seagulls everywhere. Keep pooping on! Bro, bro, bro! Have you seen a new
Fortnite
TikTok?
balls.
That's right. Don't contest me. You're dookie. Sit the down.
Come on, bro. What's up? Huh? You're so big now, huh? You're so big now. Sit down, bro. GG's, bro. GG's. Come on. GG's.
You know, stuff like that. Cypher PK actually respectfully called out Clix in a video. Okay, not just Clix, all the young influencers. And yeah, how they influence children. I'll just show a clip right here.
Toxicity in the community is a little bit higher than usual. Something I noticed personally on the Twitch side of things is a lot of the commenters these days are very heavily influenced by some of the younger pro players who are obviously still 14, 15 and don't necessarily always make the smartest, most, you know, mature decisions. And as a result, it kind of feeds into some of the younger viewers who are into the competitive side of Fortnite.
Clix actually admits to having a super young fan base in this tweet right here. So I thought that was kind of funny. Most of the fan bases around like casual players, they're all so chill compared to like all the fan bases around these sweaty 16-year-olds with curly hair, you know? I appear to have a problem with people with curly hair. Perhaps am I jealous? It's just a joke, just calm down, alright? I have friends with curly hair. And ever since the rise of the sweaty players back in Season 5, of course there are more sweaty content creators that come up and pop off on the internet. And so then there are slightly less casual content creators that will show up in your recommended everywhere. So being good at the game is the main attraction with all of these children watching Twitch streams, YouTube videos and all that, you know, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. It's crazy. I think the platform that's the closest to remaining dominant with casual gameplay is probably TikTok, because that's where you might have stream highlights with like, I don't know, Luminosity, Chica, Nikkei 30.
Oh,
he's got the Kobe skin.
And a bunch of other people. I don't see very often a bunch of clips of people just simply cranking 90s and then one-pumping someone. TikTok is meant to be funny, for the most part. So with all these sweats on all these social medias, always grinding, practicing, popping up in tournaments, all these fans take notice, all these new people take notice, casual people become sweaty people. That's one of me, by the way. And so as the influencing game goes, all of these kids try to act like them, talk like them, walk like them. It's true. So we have all these little 9-year-olds just sweating their thumbs off and their booty cheeks off, trying to be just like their idol, getting to Contenders League and Arena, attempting their first Cash Cup, and eventually trying to win a free Marvel cosmetic in the next Marvel Skin Cup. Oh, maybe you might want to start streaming on Twitch with your PS4 and stuff, with your horrible mic and your horrible Wi-Fi. Which leads me to my next point, which will eventually lead me to a point that I'll be talking about later, but right now let's move on with my list here. Way back then, when the game used to actually be good, the game was really popular everywhere. Cool people, full-grown adults, maybe even in their 40s sometimes, would play the game, stream it, make videos on it, play with a bunch of children if they wanted to. Everyone was enjoying the game. It was something for everyone. Fortnite videos used to be hilarious, but eventually, it came to a time when, if you're a casual player, you can barely have fun anymore.
I've been stagnant for like 3 years of Fortnite, and it's actually kind of making the game less fun for me, not being good, particularly because I love making videos on it. It's just can be hard when I'm not so good.
If you can't get good at the game, then might as well quit. That's the mindset that everyone grew on. Luckily, I found the time to actually get good, and now I'm still playing today. But these are adults we're talking about. They have better things to do than play a dying game that is 10% the amount of fun that it was. And then 2% fun. And then 0.1% fun. And then so on. People only play the game for clout and money, and if they ever quit, then their parents would be ashamed. You know, because they're all 16, and so, you know, they're still living with their parents. That's what I mean by that. But the adults, they won't even think twice about quitting the game. They will play it once or twice every new season. But it's not just adults. It's kids. It's preteens and young teenagers as well that I was actually friends with that would play the game with me. That's the whole reason why I kept on coming back all the way back in season 6 and 7. It was the social aspect, surprisingly. Obviously, I enjoyed the gameplay. But coming home, finishing my homework, and then getting on to talk to the people that I was already talking with at school is just the best part. Especially when you're horrible at the game. At least you're talking to someone that's actually good, and then you can learn from them, you know? But then, as mentioned earlier, there was the rise of sweats, and so then they were all kicked off. I mean, I think that was like half of the reason with like some of my friends, but like, you know, the other half is like, they have other games they want to play. They've been playing for like 2 years, so who the heck cares about it anymore? You know, it's one of those. But of course, there are still people that will pick up the game over time every single season, okay? So who are these people? Because all the adults and teenagers, they already picked up the game in like season 1, 2, and 3. Anyone after that is just a child. Who do you think that default was that was just wandering around tilted? A child that just picked up the game. There's always like new kids like starting to play the game, like you don't understand. And so with all the cool people leaving, all the adults, teenagers, and preteens, what are we left with? That's right, it's what we feared. All the children. That's the majority of the player base right now. And all the people on social media, all the people live streaming, making stupid tweets as well. Like, it's all just a bunch of kids. And as we know, as you get older, the people at the age that you were playing with slowly becomes an age where it is the most intolerable. And so coming from my experience, the more kids I see, the more I just want to roundhouse kick them. Thus causes me, and maybe a lot of other people, to mostly play alone. Duos and squads will barely ever be touched by the start of Chapter 2. Gosh dang, this list is all over the place. It says here, all the cool people have moved on and are now boring. Let's start with Ninja, the biggest one of them all. Or at least was the biggest. After he started playing Fortnite a lot less in late 2019, the original plan in early 2019 was to move on to Apex once Fortnite dies. But Apex died around the same time that he decided to stop playing Fortnite as much. The new Modern Warfare game just came out, and everyone's playing it. So what's Ninja gonna do? Install Warzone and play with his buddies like usual. There you go, Ninja. And then he will consistently be coming back to Fortnite, go Fortnite Warzone. Fortnite Warzone. You know what I'm saying? But as this leads to my main point of this segment here, nothing will ever be as entertaining as Ninja getting screwed over by his buddies, dying to fall damage, getting tricked into falling off of the edge of the map, being fooled by the next gizmo and gadget of the latest update. People like Ninja move on to a different game and then they become the most boring streamer on the platform. At least that's what it seems like goodness gracious. So apart from Ninja, what has everyone else been doing? Let's move on to Tfue, the second biggest Fortnite streamer in existence. Tfue consistently plays the game for the entire way, up until this point in time. I don't remember, but you know. I recall him playing Destiny 2 a little bit during Chapter 2, Season 2, and there's probably a bunch of other games he played, but I don't know, I think he played H1 or something. And so near the end of Season 2, he begins to really hate the game. The game is so boring, he's not going to play it forever. But then Season 3 comes out, the moment everyone's been waiting for, and he uploads this stream highlight. I love Fortnite again. Even though his favorite location of Season 2, the grotto, is now gone, he discovers the other aspects of Season 3 and seems to really enjoy the game. Only for a little bit, sadly. Then, he finally quits the game and only plays again past halfway Season 4. And then in Season 5 for that NFL thing, or whatever the heck. And then not in Season 6. And then not in Season 7 so far. You kinda promised us that you were gonna play it once a month. What the heck, Tfue? Yeah, I remember. Now, what has Tfue been doing though? Ever since he finally quit, he picked up Warzone just like what Ninja did, and he's cracked at Warzone. It's finally the new big game that he's gonna be playing from now on.
Dude, this will be a gameplay. I'm gonna fucking.
Oh, fuck. Go. Stop.
On game.
Oh, no, never mind. No, never mind. He's just ADS-ing me. I don't know. Nice, good job. Nice. You're a fuck.
And to be honest, compared to a lot of the other streamers that I'll be talking about today, he didn't do such a bad job picking up a new game and actually being interesting again. Now, I'm probably a minority and I don't know what I'm talking about. That came out so weird. I still seem to enjoy his streams again. I learn a lot from his Warzone gameplay. I even copied his Street Sweeper build. Love you, Timmy Turner. What about Myth? Remember that guy? And remember Daquan and Hamlin's? There's no point in dedicating an entire section to those two because it's pretty obvious what they're doing now. They're not playing video games. At least, I think that's what they're doing. I don't know. But Myth, the building legend. He was barely streaming at all since the launch of Chapter 2. And whenever he would stream, he would play Fortnite. But then after Valorant came out, that was his main game. Pretty sure he was sponsored as well. He played it on the launch day. And then bam. I'm pretty sure that's what he's sticking to nowadays as well. Now obviously, let's end this on a non-enthusiastic note, or a negative note. I believe he's very boring. He used to be so popular on Twitch, now he averages like 5,000 viewers.
Suck my cock.
Excuse me?
Alright, I literally gave birth to your entire community. Fucking L your parents. You little shit.
Yeah, I can.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I died to
I'm
fall
sorry.
damage so
Okay.
that Clix could.
Sheesh, yeah, he's really lost it. Notice how all three of these people move on to another game, and they all play basically alone. All three of them are not playing the exact same game, let alone talking to each other in any way. Okay, obviously Ninja and Tfue wouldn't be talking together consistently, but you know what I mean. There are many more examples of this. A lot of streamers I've never even heard of have quit Fortnite forever. Now let's move on, I'm running out of time. So yeah, let's get back to Fortnite, shall we? These kids are so cringe. These kids are experiencing loneliness as much as all the other sweats that don't have friends either. When they find someone that they get a taste of... Wait. When these kids notice a little hint of interestingness within someone that they just so happen to be talking to in a Phil game or on Twitch or whatever the heck, they automatically send them a friend request. And get this. After 20 seconds of talking. In some scenarios, that is not an exaggeration. And it's annoying. I can't blame you for being lonely and wanting friends, okay? But gosh dang. That's kind of all I want to say on that. I could elaborate on that way more, but I don't even care. Now, of course, let me also briefly mention... Yes, the gameplay is meh, but this isn't a video on the gameplay and the content. This is about the fan base, so just hush for a second, okay? Let me find my next page. Okay, now we're moving on to the streaming side, with all the children streaming on their PS4s. Remember when I mentioned that? Well, we're finally going to talk about it now. Here we go. They're cringe. Titles are basic and cringe and desperate. Whenever they have YouTube channels, it's just montages. It's the most saturated thing I've ever seen. And all these kids, they come on Twitch and they're like, "Ooh, I want to be famous. I want to consistently stream and make a lot of money." And a few weeks later, they stop streaming for the next 6 months. Where was that motivation to become famous, huh? Now, there could be many valid reasons behind this. But goodness gracious, this happens so much that it's just sad. Like, come on. But I mean, in retrospect, I don't even know what that word means, but I'm gonna assume that I'm using it right. I guess this is a good thing, because at least there won't be a bunch of kids just streaming Fortnite with one viewer, just being all cringe and filling up the whole category with a bunch of kids that will never become popular in their entire life. Not online or at school. That appears to be everything that I have written down on my notepad here. If you didn't know already, I have a stream highlight channel that's full of interesting things that just so happen to happen on stream, where I download those parts, edit them down, and then upload them on there. Now I have a video on there, and it's the first video uploaded on that channel. They're highlights of me talking about the community on stream. It's a lower quality version of what I just did here, but I think it's still worth a watch, and you know, I'm basically explaining everything in a different way, and I might even tackle some topics that I probably didn't even mention here, you know, forgot about mentioning, you know, you get it. It's a way of summing up things once more. Now, of course, as mentioned in the beginning of this video, I am not a Fortnite YouTuber. I don't think I ever will be. If I upload a Fortnite video, it'll just be once or twice, you know, it'll just be sometimes. If any channel is going to be a Fortnite channel, then it's going to be the second channel, alright? You might semi-consistently be saying, like, Fortnite highlights in there, but it's for a good reason. I'm willing to bet that it's usually not because of the gameplay or whatever. It's people that I'm talking to, something I say on stream, being this video here. Or there's a series of events that is so hilarious that I just have to upload it. And also, there might be periods of times where I barely ever upload on this channel here. So if you want, go sub to the second channel for as much filler as possible. The second channel won't really have much of a schedule. Only so many interesting things can happen on stream, okay? As well as there's only so much motivation that I'll have to start editing on another day of my weekend for this main channel here. Crazy thing. Moving this JPEG PNG thing around and changing the color correction and adding this lens flare out of nowhere here, that takes time out of my day. And I am in school right now, okay? So that's just a little heads up about the schedules of all these videos, you know? Follow all the social media. Ooh, yeah, look at that. And I'm still thinking of an outro catchphrase, so I don't know. See ya.